I thought today I would like to show you guys downtown Cheyenne. We just got out of Stride, so we're going to take the long way just so you guys can see downtown. The way we usually take on Thursdays after I pick up Little Miss A from Stride is a shortcut, and you don't get to see downtown at all. But we'll take the long way just so you guys can see downtown a little bit of it. And we'll pass by Meadowlark Yarns on the way, so that should be fun. So here we go. This is the way we take home, and we usually go straight, but that's our neighborhood over there. And up over the bridge. We have a super nice library. We're here at least once a week, maybe more. And it's 3 floors. First floor is non-fiction kind of stuff. Second floor is dedicated to all the kids floor. And third floor is the fiction. And they have a genealogy room. And some other stuff too. Ooh, other carpool sections taking. Where are we gonna park? Right here.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Essentially Shyla. My name is Shyla, and you can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as Essentially Shyla. I've had a little bit of a break. I skipped the week before because I was in Oklahoma for a baby shower for one of my younger sisters, and that's the cat. Come here. And here comes dog. Here. Sorry, you'll never see my cat because she's not the nicest cat. She's kind of old. She doesn't really like me anymore because I've been focusing on the kids since we got her. But the dog's over here because she thinks she's a dog. Anyways, I was in Oklahoma for a baby shower, and I left right before a big storm was supposed to hit Wyoming. So I kind of got stuck. We left Monday, and I made it all the way to Nebraska, and I got stuck at my dad's, which was fine. And I didn't get back until Tuesday afternoon the next day. So we all got back safe, and then I didn't do it last week because Friday I got sucked into reading a book called Leviathan Wakes, and it was turned into a TV show on Sci-Fi, and I didn't realize I had bought this book when I got an Audible. It just kept popping up in my feed, and I got it, and I started listening to it, not knowing it was part of this TV show that was on Sci-Fi. And I loved it. I was like hooked. I started it on Thursday night before I left for Oklahoma, and I think I finished it that Friday. So not even a week that I had it, and I finished it. So it's really good. If you're in that type of sci-fi, I kept seeing that people call it a space opera. I'm not sure what that meant, but it was quite entertaining. It's definitely way better than a TV show. And I really wasn't into the TV show in the beginning just because it just started out so weird and I didn't know what was going on really. So I'm going to go back and rewatch it and see if it really sticks to the book, but I don't think it really does. And then so I didn't record on last Friday, and then like I usually do. Now I was going to record on Saturday, and Saturday was the day that my husband went out of town to go play board games in Fort Collins, or not Fort Collins, Westminster, in Colorado, with some friends, and baby skipped nap, so he was so cranky. And we went to the bounce house while he was cranky, and he was just not having it, so we probably won't go to the bounce house ever again because it was such a waste of money for those. I took the 3 kids, and they didn't bounce for very long. They had 2 birthday parties going on over there, so it was super crowded. And then Sunday, my energy was drained. There's no way I was going to do anything. And then I had to convince my husband to let me get a new webcam. And so I'm using another one. It's actually a 1080 HD camera. I'm super excited. And so I decided just to wait till this week to do it. Ugh, petting the cat now. She wants to sit with me. And she's clawing me so bad. But this is Rayo Kitty. Her full name is Rayo Wynn. Oh, I'm going to be full of cat hair now. I love this cat, but you have to go. Oh. River, settle down. I don't want cat hair all over my projects. You can sit with me later. Anyways, so I got one thing while I was in Oklahoma because I didn't want to spend any money besides just driving in on the hotel room. We stayed Friday, got there around 3 a.m. What are they, Central Time? So about 2 a.m. Mountain time. So I left around 10, got there at 3, slept, and then I made everyone get up on Monday morning at 4. Was it 3? It was 3 too. And everyone was exhausted, so I drove on like 4 or 5 hours of sleep all the way to Nebraska. It was not fun, but it was for my baby. She's having her first kid. It's gonna be a boy, so I made some stuff for her, and I didn't fully get done with one of the sleeves when I left. So I was like, oh, I don't have very much. I'm just going to finish when I'm in Oklahoma because it's not going to take very long. We get there, and I'm working on it the day of her baby shower because I'm a procrastinator like that, and I find out I don't have enough for the sleeves, so I had her give it back to me, and I have to order some more. Quit licking me. Order her some more yarn for that and finish it, and then send it back to her. She's due at the beginning of March, so I've been home for, a week? A little over a week, and I've been selfishly knitting for myself because I needed it. So I haven't ordered the yarn yet. I'm not really bothered by that because it's not going to take very long, but I need to start on her hat and little baby mittens. But when I was in Oklahoma, I stopped at a place. I can't remember what it's called. I'll put it at the bottom right here. I went to Norman, which is right outside of Oklahoma City. That's about the area I was in. A little town called Shawnee. So then we drove to Norman, so they wanted to go to the Target, and then I wanted to go to a yarn store because I needed to get wool wash for my sister for her stuff that I forgot at my house. So they had the same wool wash, and I got it for her. And then they had little tiny balls of Regia, and I only paid $3.50 for it, but it's super cute. So baby E is going to be getting some socks in this color, and it's in the, it doesn't have a color, but it's like a sky robin eggs blue. I thought that was super cute. But yeah, so that's my only, well, I have to yarn acquisitions. Let's move into that since I just showed that. I went to my local yarn store, Meadowlark Yarns, earlier this week, and I got sock yarn for my kids. And this one's going to be for Little Miss A, and this one's going to be for Miss O, because we had a meltdown earlier this week about socks with Little Miss A. She has a weird, like, texture issue with socks on the corners of her toes, where the fabric like bunches up when they sew them together. So I told her I'd make her some socks. So that's what I'm working on right now. But I also got white, and it's the Regia. It's just Regia for their toes and cuffs, because I'm doing kids tube socks basically. And I'll show you my progress on hers right in a little bit. But these two, I forgot to say what they are. These two are the Cascade Heritage Paints, hand painted. And this one doesn't have a color name to it. It's just 9787. And when I put it on Ravelry, it did not give an actual name, like it sometimes does. And then this one is just a pink, and the color is 9883. And that was her choice for when I went in one time. But it's got oranges and pinks and little splatters of darker purple in it. And both of them are turning out pretty truly color. And I love them so very much. And those are the only things that I've gotten, but I've noticed that since I've been working a lot on socks this past week, my knuckles have been hurting. I don't know if this happens to anyone else, but it doesn't matter how long I knit, because I usually will knit in the morning and then some in the evening, and my knuckles end up really swollen by end of day, and then in the morning time they'll just be even more swollen. Doesn't matter how much water I drink. So right now I'm going to see if it really works for me. I'm taking alfalfa, little 5 little green tablets that I get from Shyla, like 4 or 5 times a day, and it seems to be helping. Like when I did it the last couple days, and my joints weren't as hurting as bad. But I might also ask on the board to see if like a joint supplement that's made for your joints would help as well. But that's something else I would have to order each month, and on top of the vitamins that I get and the kids' vitamins, and then the stuff that I add on like for calcium and stuff, it'd just be really expensive. So if people have noticed that just alfalfa works, I just might stick with that, because I already buy it each month and I just use what I have. So I am drinking a mixture of Shyla Energy Tea, pomegranate tea, and their Performance, which is like a Gatorade mix, but it's the Shyla brand, and it's in this green tumbler, and it's basically subs for my coffee each day, and I usually have it about once a day, and I love it. It's amazing. I seriously cannot live without it. So let's move on to what I'm working on, and then I'll talk about what I've been doing I'll insert some pictures of what I've been doing and such, and talk about more of that. And I don't have a lot to share this week, just because all I've been working on is socks. I've been working on my cardigan, but I'm trying to force myself to knit slower, just because of my joints right now. I feel like I'm way older than I am, and I feel like my body should be doing this. But I have been knitting like crazy since I picked up knitting seriously in November, so my body is not liking it. Cat is wanting back on my lap, which I am full of hair. Messy. She doesn't care. Anyways, so these are the socks I'm working on for little Miss A. And this is, it looks super skinny and small, but I fit it on her. And I think I only cast on 20 stitches at the bottom. So I have a total of 40 now. And it fits her foot perfectly. And then I tried it on baby E, and it's a little snug. He has such chubby feet. He's going to have a bigger sock. But this is just the, what's it called? What is it called? The toe. And I'm loving how this is striping for me. And this is the first time I've done socks toe up, and it wasn't that hard, and I probably would have an easier time if I had just a circular needle and did the Judy's Magic Cast On. I think that's pretty much what I did for the toe, but I did it for double 20 needles. I didn't have any problem, but I've been banned from the buying any more yarn for a while, so I'm using what I have. And I started this yesterday, and I just had this little tiny bit, and then I walk away and I come back to it, and baby E has pulled out of my stitches pulled out all my needles from what I had started, and I had to start all the way over again yesterday. So I worked on the white part yesterday, and then I stopped last night, and I wasn't sure how much more I was going to go because I wanted to go back further for her feet to grow with her, because it does stretch a lot, and it fits her foot perfectly. So I don't think the edges are going to bother at all, because even you can't even tell there's a seam right there like you do on store-bought socks. So I don't think she's going to have a problem at all with those. And so I'm just going to keep going and going until it's probably like this long. So it'll go with her. I'm super excited about those. She wants them pretty soon. So I've been trying to get those out as quickly as possible. And then this is how much is this? I didn't even look. I didn't even tell you either. I'm sorry. These are 100-gram balls. And there's 437 yards. So I figured I could probably make socks for each of the girls. And then maybe make myself a regular pair of socks with it. Or even just ankle socks. Because there's so much in here. And I've barely made a dent in this. And it's 75% superwash merino wool and then 25% nylon. So I think even without the heels, it's going to hold up pretty well. So I said in the beginning I didn't really want to use a lot of superwash, but I think I'm going to change that and just use superwash for socks, just because durability, and that's all you can really find anyways. And so yeah. So the one I finally finished one of my socks. Been working on this thing forever, and I just want it to be done. And I still love the sock, but I have so much going on right now on my needles. I had to get this done. So I finished this last week, and I did the Fish Lips Kiss heel, which fits my heel perfectly. And I got anxious to finish it, and I think I made it too small right here. So I might wash it and dry it and see how it fits afterwards. I don't know if the yarn is going to grow at all. It probably won't, honestly, but if it doesn't, I'm just going to cut in the gray section and add some more stitches so it'll fit, because when I do put it on, it pulls too much right here, so we'll see. I wore it all day on, today's Friday. No, I didn't wear it Thursday. I wore it all day Wednesday, so I finished it Tuesday night and then wore it on Wednesday, just one sock. I had stepped in something wet in the bathroom and it grossed me out so much, so I'm like, I'm not going down for socks, so I just put this on after I had woven in the ends, and I like how it feels. I always thought wool would be too scratchy and it would bother me, but this doesn't at all. And I love the stitches. on here. They're so much fun. And I actually think that I started almost perfectly because this is how far I am on the next sock. This is my first time doing socks like this. Like this is my only second pair right here. And I think it matches almost. I think it's off just by a little bit. Like you can tell kind of up here, but it's not noticeable unless you're the one making it. So I'm not super concerned about that. But these are super fun. And I was working on it last night while I was listening to the debate with my husband. And I'm not really super into politics. And politics bore me. Like they could put me to sleep. I just really don't like politics at all. But my husband was watching it, and my son ran off with my earbuds, the little rubbery part that goes in the end of them. I don't know where they went, so I couldn't listen to a book or YouTube, or so I just got stuck watching the debate. So, oh well. Let's show you my Rosemont cardigan next. And I powered through this last week, and I thought it was going to be done this week, but I got to the sleeves, and someone was saying, was it Michelle? I think it was Michelle, that the arms are super, super skinny. So the night I came back home, because we have Monday night midnights, and I was just kind of thrown off, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to put a lot of brain power into knitting the sleeves right now, so I just kind of put it down after that. And I think I'm going to pick it up again probably tomorrow and work on the sleeves. So the sleeves are not going to take me very long, but I'm alternating skeins right now. So the body is done. I just need to pick up for the ribbing around on the edges right here. And I've got the ribbing done for the bottom. Oh God, this is a mess. Sorry, let me get this untangled. Yes, I see you. This is one giant mess. What did I do? I should have looked at this first before I just grabbed it off the couch and threw it in my bag. Oh well. Anyway, so I'm starting for the sleeves. And I realized that I didn't have any. I had needles for the sleeves, but they were on a different project. So I had to go downstairs in the shop and buy some more. So I have 2 sets of double DPN size 8s. I don't know if I'm ever going to really use 8s again, but oh well, I have them. But you can kind of tell right here where it's kind of light. I had it on waist yarn, and the rest of the sleeve. It's kind of a different tone. I don't know what that's. My girls are arguing. Let's see. It's kind of backwards. So, what do you think? Should I be really bothered by this? I know it's kettle dyed, so like matching the 2 colored yarns isn't going to be that big of a deal. But I think I don't know if it's going to tone down a little bit after I wash it. I'm trying to remember with Little Miss A's sweater if it was. I don't think it bled at all when I washed it, which I was really surprised. This is a mess. I think this is a stitch I'm about to pull through. Yep, let's not. Miss O's sweater did bleed a lot, and that was a Cascade one. And I love how soft this is, but oh my goodness, does Malabrigo just, it doesn't shed, it gets clumpy. What is it? What's the term for that? So I need to get a sweater shaver for it, for her Little Miss A's sweater, just because it's starting to clump up from wear, which is fine. It's not a super big deal. Just round these up. So that's the only far I've gotten on the sleeves. Here's, because I think the last time I showed this, I only had like right here done, and then I came back from Oklahoma and I got stuck at my dad's house in Sydney, and I had a knitting day to myself. So I sat in the kitchen all day and drank coffee and tea all day. So I'm done. I like the length. I've tried it on. It fits perfectly. There's a lot of stretch in it. And then I did a tubular cast off down here, so there's stretch down here. And I love it. I wasn't just going to do a regular bind off, but I love this color. This is true to color, what it's showing. And it's one of my favorite colors right now. It's a sea green type color. But I'm having some issues with the arms, and I think there's this right here, this top, if I can get it, right here my fingers are at. And it's just not giving enough pull for when my arms are in. I can feel it. So I need to figure out why I did that. I think it's only a couple stitches, so I don't know why I just didn't. I might snip it until I really need it, because it's just carrying throughout the whole back, but it's just not giving enough stretch right here, because you could tell on the side. It's very taut. This one right here. I might snip it because for some reason I probably messed up and I just kept going. And then I only carried, I think it's just one of these bottom pink stitches. Get it right. It's weird backwards right there. It's not really focusing. There we go. So yeah, I think that's the only one. I'll have to really look at it. I don't know what I did. I made a mistake somewhere and I just went with it. But so yeah, that's the only thing I have a problem with. And then the sleeve shouldn't take too long. I think I'll pick it back up probably later this week. Well, not tomorrow for sure, because I don't know how long it's gonna take me. It shouldn't take me too long with the socks. I want to get her socks done so she can wear them. But it's also gotten really warm here in Cheyenne, which is very odd. Like, I'm not liking it. Like, it was super windy yesterday, which is, I'm used to the wind. It was like crazy windy. And it was in the 50s, which is weird. It's January and it shouldn't be in the 50s. So we're having a super warm winter. I'm not sure I really like. And I asked me before I had kids, and I probably would have loved this warm winter. But now that I have kids, and I'm like, I've lived here for a bit, I'm like, it shouldn't be so warm. It should be cold up until May, like usual. So we've just been, I didn't even wear a jacket yesterday at all. Or did I? I might have brought in just a sweater. But it's been weird weather. So, anyways, let's move on to my Tucker sweater, which I cannot wait to finish. And I think I got done with most of the body before I had to switch on to the sleeves when I was in Nebraska last week. Not last week, the week before. I can get this in my bag. I'll show you my bag that I got. It's going to be my new library/knitting bag that I got at Barnes & Noble. I couldn't pass it up because I'm a sucker for plaid. Plaid anything. Alright. Put that on the ground. It's super durable. It wasn't a bad price, considering. Alright, so I haven't picked this up since I left Sydney at all. It's going to be so weird. I don't know if anyone else feels like this way. I go from knitting socks, and then I pick up my cardigan or sweater project. The needles feel so huge. I'm not sure if it's such a weird transition from going from big to small, but let's see, where was I? So I'm done with the body up until right before the armpits. And I think I was right here the last time I showed you this. And I'm trying to hold the yarn inside of it. And I've knit up until I'm supposed to pick up for the sleeves, basically. And so yeah, that's what I did in Sydney one night. Monday night, I think, was just knit on this. And then I picked up for the sleeves the next day. Like, no, it was Monday night because I was working on this in bed. And I was listening to my book that I was really obsessed with. What was it called? Leviathan Wakes, and it's the Expanse series on sci-fi. So this is how far I am to it. It's pretty true to color. Like at a weird angle today. It fits perfectly. I've been trying it on every time. I'm working on 4 needles at a time, which I don't really like all that well, just because these in the beginning gets really fiddly. So I might have started it off with 3 needles and moved it to 4 once I was done. So I don't know. I kind of want my sleeves to be like right here so I can pull them down. So I might work it longer than what it calls for just so I can pull it down a little bit. This is going to be such a warm sweater that I probably won't wear a winter coat. And like the winter coat I have is like, what is it, like, how old is Miss O? She's going to be 8 this year, so it's probably a good 6 or 7 years old. And I have a pea coat, and it's super nice. It's kind of like it flares out. It's kind of almost not too long because it ends up being half thigh length, but it flares out a little bit. And it doesn't fit me very well. It's super tight, so I need to take it out in the back and put some kind of fabric behind it. But I won't be able to wear a sweater like this type of sweater with my coat. So this would probably work perfectly just without a coat because it's so warm and thick. I'm super excited. I just need to finish the projects I have and not look at any other projects or patterns and think about buying yarn at all and just get done with what I have. And I think I need to, this is the wrong needles, it's metal. So that goes into my other projects. I have to do that. Participate in Kemper's from Junk Yarn and her finish knit along. I can't remember what it's called. Basically just finish any project that you have in the month of February. So that's what I need to do. And I also have my sister's baby presents I need to finish too. So I need to stop looking at projects and just finish what I have. Because I've already been looking at yarn on the internet, and I came so close to ordering some last night, but I didn't because I don't need any more yarn. I really don't. And I'm trying to keep my stash down to what I have and use what I have because, hold on a second, I'm trying to put this needle back into the sleeve so I don't lose it. Because I organized my closet in the hallway right here, and you can see the boxes for it right there. I worked on that this weekend, and I got some bigger Tupperware boxes from Target. And then I went back a couple days later, and I got the little ones because I still have some stuff I need to organize. So basically, I call it my homeschool closet, but it's not really. It's turned into homeschool / my closet. I have one shelf dedicated to all my crafts, like sewing, my knitting. I've done felting, like I made, back when the girls had the kitchen in their room, I made felt food for them. One year I made felt ornaments for everyone, even myself, or my Christmas tree. And yeah, my crafting has expanded over the past few years, and my husband would just shake his head and be like, why have you used it in a while? And like when we first met, I used to be really into scrapbooking, and I kind of dropped off of that and gotten rid of all that stuff. So I do like being crafty, and having it organized does help. So I'm hoping that being on this organized kick will help me just put away stuff better, because once I'm done with my closet, I'm going to be taking care of this bookcase. And it kind of just catches everything that sits on my table, and I don't like that. So that's going to be organized next. I need to get rid of some stuff. But yeah. And also, I don't really need more yarn because I can't really fit it. And plus, I want to go to Interweave Fest at the end of March. So I'm kind of want to save my money for that. But anyways, this is my new bag. I'm super excited about it. It's just like fake plastic looking leather. It's not, it's supposed to imitate like real leather, but it's from Barnes & Noble, so I'm not expecting super high quality. I just need something that was functional. And this could be my new library bag, and it holds my knitting right now. It's got 2 smallish pockets in the inside, and then a little pouch in the inside if I can get it. It comes with it. And it doesn't really fit anything. I might keep notions in here or something. But it's kind of attached to the bag. It's got this little clip you can take off if you wanted. But I really like it. It's a little bit bigger than the previous bag I was using for my knitting. Not by much, but I do love a good plaid. I'm like obsessed with plaid. I can't remember if I mentioned this in the last episode. Before I went to Oklahoma, I decided I was going to make pouches, and because I wanted my own project bags, so I decided to test knit on my sisters. They and my mom, they were kind of were my guinea pigs, and so I made everyone each their own and gave them as Christmas presents. With like those, the wrapping was the bag, and then inside the bag was a hand knit item. Like all my sisters got hats that I knitted. They were Fair Isle, and I didn't take pictures of any of them. I'll have them send me pictures of their hats. But I did have them send me pictures of their bags, so I'll put both into here of what I got for them. And I spent all day Thursday making these. And it was my first time ever making bags. And I did go off a pattern. And I don't remember off the top of my head where I got it from. It was a free pattern. And I downloaded it off Craftsy for sure. Oh, I can't think of it. It was really easy, and she included a YouTube tutorial too on how to attach the pieces. And I've tried to make my own clutch before, but I couldn't understand how to put the pieces together. So this really helps. I think I might go back to that clutch pattern and finish that. But it was really simple. I loved working on these so much that I know for sure it'll transfer well over for me. Put my own little touches on it, like little pouches in the inside. All my sisters were really into makeup. The one that is pregnant, she said she wasn't really into makeup anymore since she's been pregnant and she doesn't have time. And so I told her, oh, it'll be a good diaper clutch. And she's like, oh, that's a really good idea. And I'm like, yeah, I was going to tell you that, but then I forgot. So I was like, now you know, it's a good diaper clutch. So you can put some diapers and wipes in it. But one of my sisters, my youngest sister, is really into makeup. And so she said it's her biggest bag she owns right now, so she might use it. She probably is using it. I'm not sure what my other sister, who's right under me in age, is going to use it for, but she might use it for makeup too. I'm going to use them for project bags. I need some for my socks. I need a really big one for my sweater bag. I need at least 2 big ones for sweaters because I'll probably always have 2 sweaters going at any given time. They're really easy. They're fun. Never knit a bag before. I've worked with zippers, and I can't wait to make myself some. I have just been selfishly knitting, and then I started Little Essays little sock yesterday. So that was good. But I need to pick up my sewing machine again. It's behind me. You can see the cutting board right there. And if I turn, oh, that's out of the way. You'll see my sewing machine sitting right there with a DVD player on it. I need to show you the quilt, so I might pause it real quick and go get that and show you the quilt that I've been making my sister. My youngest sister, I promised her a quilt for her graduation gift, and I gave my other younger sister one when she graduated, and I did a different pattern, and she got it late, of course, because I'm very good at procrastinating. So I told my youngest sister she would get it, and if I continue working on it, it should be done by the end of the week. So all I have to do is just top stitching. But I was having so many problems when I first started it with it snagging underneath on the bobbin. I think it was the type of thread I was using. It was just too slick. I couldn't find the right tension for it, for a slick polyester thread I was using. I think I moved to cotton, and I think it fixed it, but I'm not a great quilter. I've never quilted before. This is my third quilt I've made, and I just wing it each time I do it. So let me go get that and show you. It's a twin size quilt, and it's huge. I shouldn't have started it a couple days before I left Oklahoma, but I did, and it's not done. So yeah, let me go get it and show you. All right, I'm back. I am gonna have to stand up to show you guys this because it is a twin size and it's huge. Let's see if I can do this without making a mess of it. So this is the quilt. There we go. This is part of it. This is the side I haven't top stitched yet. But I bought the fabric when she was living with me, and when I finally started on the quilt, I found out I didn't have enough. So I had to go and get more. So it's been a work in progress for a while now. But I got this pattern from, don't know the gal who sells it. I do know the website. It's Cluck Cluck Sew. I don't remember the pattern name, but I will put it on the bottom. Here's the other side where I started top stitching. I'm doing the meandering stitching. See if it'll focus. Yeah. And it's going okay. See, one of my favorite fabrics. Oh, right here. I'll just search for it. It's this one right here. Oh, sorry if I'm shaking it. It's this one. There we go. I love these little flowers. And yes, cat, I hear you. I don't know. I've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4 rows in. So I've got a ways to go. It looks like I started on the 5th row down here. Where this white is. This gray. But she loves it. And then the backing I chose is my favorite. And it's been living on the end of my couch. And I've been staring at it, thinking I need to finish it. And that's as far as I get, is thinking about it. My arms hurt so bad when I'm top stitching. It's such a workout. So here's the back side, and the tension is not perfect at all. I don't know if you can see it at all. I am not thrilled with the top stitching on the back, and I told her to be careful when she's watching it. I think I'm doing it too tight. I need to, I don't know if any of you guys are quilters. I can see the thread from the other side pop through. I just don't know what I'm doing, and I've messed with the settings, and I'm an amateur quilter, and I'm not aiming for perfection at all. Just for it to be loved, and that's about it. To be useful to someone. But I love these little gray triangles. Look, there's hair on it. Sorry. So yeah, that's my quilting adventures. And I have kind of been following with Jenny's Craft for 20, but I am participating in it. I just need to enter in it for her knit along or craft along in tiny paper foxes. But I already spend a lot of my day. Ooh, blurry. Sit still. There we go. I already knit most of my day away just because I had an adventure with ink earlier this week. And if you follow me on Instagram, because I'm super active over there, I'm just shaking it, sorry. I had ink explode on me earlier this week. You can't see it now, but I had black ink all over my fingers, and it literally exploded on me. So I was not happy about that. And I really needed the ink because trying to pick up homeschooling again besides sort of whatever we do on the computer. So I needed to copy pages. And I do not enjoy taking my kids to Office Depot and copying things and having them wait on me because baby E has been getting very opinionated in his, if he doesn't like something, he'll scream about it. Bloody murder. So he doesn't like waiting. He'll scream about that. Especially when I make him sit and wait for little Miss A to get out of school at Stride. And he doesn't like his car seat anymore. So he does scream bloody murder on our 5-minute ride home from Stride. Because we don't live too far away from Stride. So I've become quite a hermit. If I don't have to leave the house, I don't want to. And I usually, if I do need to leave the house, I'll wait until my husband gets home. But that's just me. It's a lot of work to take him out when he's so opinionated about his everything. Hold on a second. I've got a call coming in. That's important. Sorry about that, guys. That was the children's clinic here in town that I take my kids to. Baby E at the beginning of the week was coughing a lot, and it was like one of those super wet coughs, and my husband was worried about him because the last time he had a wet cough like that, he had the beginning of pneumonia. So I took him in on Tuesday, and the doctor just kind of thought it might be bronchiolitis or RSV, so she couldn't do anything about it, which is fine. And he hasn't really coughed since, but I can tell his sinuses are draining because every time he breathes, you can kind of hear it like in his throat. And he has been sneezing a lot, so we are dealing with snot still. Snot galore. Anyways, darn it, I forgot I was talking before that. I'm sorry. What was I talking about? I don't remember. Anyways, I will say that I did get a new car earlier this week. I kind of made my husband give up his Fiat on Thursday, and just because I had to return the minivan on Tuesday, so I had to have it for Wednesday and Thursday, his car, and he didn't want to give it up again. So he went out and negotiated for a van for me that we saw on the internet that we really liked. It's used. It's a 2014 Chrysler Town and Country, and it's like the nicest thing ever. It's got the leather seating, which is pretty standard in all minivans, except for the Dodge that I was driving, did not have leather. And it's got a DVD player in it, which is nice. So I think I might with jump up here with I have an extra DVD player. I might hook up into the back of Baby E's chair so he can watch what the kids are watching or his own. But it's got like a crazy amount of storage in it. In the back, it's got jump up. It's got a wall plug-in in the back and video cables you can hook into it. The guy he sold us the car was like, "Oh yeah, you can hook up your Wii into it or your Xbox." I'm like, I don't know who travels with their Wii or Xbox. That's weird. So I'm like, I don't think we'll do that, but it'll be nice for if the kids bring on one of the Game Boys or something. And super nice. We were gonna go with the Dodge originally because this is the car I drove when I was in Oklahoma. I got really good gas mileage, and I didn't even fill that thing up at all. When I left for Nebraska on Friday afternoon because it was still almost full. Well, I haven't even had my van for a week and it's almost down to half tank. So I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I'm just speeding a little bit more too fast or too early when I start driving. I cannot find a good seating setting for me because I'm so short. I'm 5 foot even and I've got short legs. So finding the right setting while sitting in it, it's hard for me because I can't really reach the gas pedal, so I do find myself accelerating a little bit too much. Baby E's up, so I'm gonna finish up real quick. He's like, hey. This morning he yelled, Mom! This is really weird. She never sits with me. She's not a big fan of me. I say she's not the nicest cat because if you get in her face, she'll scratch you. She scratched my kids several times. She scratched Baby E a couple months back, and he hasn't learned. And the dog thinks that she's a cat, and she has to play with the cat, and the cat hates her. Typical cat stuff. Cat's like, she's probably 9 or 10 years old now, so she's super skinny. She's kind of starting to get a pooch now, but she's purring. She's like, put me down. Sorry. Now she's going to think she needs to sit with me all the time. I'm pulling out tons of cat hair. She probably needs to be brushed. Our dog needs to be brushed, River Dog. It's starting to get warmer out, so she thinks she needs to be shedding. I vacuumed yesterday, and I'm not even kidding you. An hour later, and I'm finding chunks of husky hair all over my house. What? River's over here sniffing. She's gotten sad because I usually take her with me when I go pick up little Miss A, but it's starting to get really muddy out. And I'm like, you're not allowed in the car until it stops being muddy, and it probably will be a while. But I think she's kind of getting bored in the house. But she's also one of the most scaredy cat dogs ever. So she's very timid around. Someone was driving past the house and she would not leave the porch. Oh. Anyways, that's all I have for this week. I'm thinking about doing a knit along for the month of March, because it's my birthday month. It's also little Miss A's birthday month, and my grandma's, and my dad's, and then my grandpa passed away on my dad's birthday. So it's kind of happy and not happy, but you still have to be happy. So I'm gonna think about it, like what kind of knit along I should do. If you're interested, let me know. It's not happy, I'm sorry. And we can do that. This is my first kind of knit along. I haven't really participated a lot in them. It's hard for me to keep track of being on Ravelry just because I'm busy throughout the week. I'm trying to get better at that and respond to everyone. I'm sorry if I haven't responded to anyone on the group, and otherwise I'll be doing that today. So I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend and with lots of knitting, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.